Sorry about that, got a little bit cut off. I was in the middle of this problem. I'm going to divide both sides by -2. As we can see, that causes our sign to flip. This -2 goes to both pieces, so we have 3/2 x plus 5/2. That's one of our two equations. We're going to need both of them though, so let's go ahead and take the second one and solve it as well. Okay, subtract x from both sides because we want y by itself. We get 4y is greater than -x plus 8. Divide by 4, divide by 4. We get that y is greater than, this is a -1 in front of here, so we have a -1/4 x plus 2. Now we've got to check both of these, okay? We can eliminate some options already. We know that both of these should be dotted lines. So D is not what's wrong with this graph, okay? We're looking at these and we're checking this first one. This first one's just a little bit easier to check. It's got an easier intercept to look at. I know that this y-intercept should be +2. We've got a negative slope and it's going down 1/4. So we should be at a +2. It looks like this one. We're going down 1 and right 4. So it is indeed this line. Well, the part that's wrong is this says it should be shaded above because this is a greater than symbol. It means shade above. That means all of this region. So I'm thinking it's probably that the shaded region isn't correct. Just to check the other one, intercept of 5/2, there we go. Positive slope up 3/2, there we go. And this one, greater than again, means we should shade above, okay? Making this our double shaded region, and therefore it was A. It was shaded incorrect, okay? Number 16 says, is it correct? And then why or why not? Okay, so first things first, we've got to hop in our calculator. We want to check this graph, okay? This is 2 raised to the x power, and we hit zoom 6. And so really, when I say we're going to check this, we're looking to see, is it flat at the right spot, and does it cross our y-axis at the right spot? This one flattens out all the way down here at the very bottom. But look at this. Our graph that Kyle graphed flattened out at the +1, okay? Flattened out at the wrong spot. So his graph is not correct. And then these answers to me, guys, are a little bit misleading, but one of them you can eliminate, okay? This says it should not have a shift of 2 on here. To me, this honestly looks like a shift of 1 happened, okay? I think that might be a little bit of a typo. But this says, the other one, option C, says it should always intercept at the x-axis at 2. Well, the x-axis is over here. We definitely don't want our graph intercepting right there. It never does that. Our graph flattens out over here and then comes up, okay? Our correct graph should be flat over here and then come up through that point. So that leaves us as our only logical choice being D. Number 17, these are back to our sequences. This A1 means first term. This is arithmetic, and arithmetic means add. And our difference is +3. So that means every step of the way we're going up 3. Every step, every term, whatever you want to call it, it's going up 3. So it wants to know the first 4 terms. Well, one of them can get eliminated early. The first term had to be 5, so that means A is already out of the running. Then we just check which one goes up 3 every step. It happens to be answer B. We go +3, +3, +3 every single time. Answer was B. Number 18, here's this inequality. It's already in y equals form or y less than form for us. Determine a solution for the inequality. We just saw this on the chapter 6-7 test. I say graph all these points just to be safe. Determine a solution. 0, 2. Well, that's actually right there on the line. So let's not make a determination yet. Let's leave it and see if there's a better, easier answer to talk about. 3, 0. It's a little bit hard to see, but it's right there on that dashed line as well. 0, 0 is clearly in our shaded region. Clearly, okay? 0, 3 is up here. So we've got one point that definitely doesn't work. 0, 3 definitely doesn't work. Then I've got 2 points that are on the dashed line. Because this is a dashed line, neither of these work as well. Also, you can tell there's only one point, 0, 0, that is firmly in our double shaded region. So that's our answer. That's the only one that was firmly in our double shaded region. The other two were on the dashed line, and dashed line is not okay. Number 19, okay? They're in charge of a work study program. Each teacher is in charge of supervising 10 students, okay? They're comparing statistics for the two groups based on the hours worked per week. Which statement is true? So we've got these two different lists, and they're talking about means and medians of them. And then they're also talking about the IQR. We're hoping we don't have to get down to the IQR. Let's hope one of these other one pops up first, okay? What we need to do is we need to run statistics on both these lists. You can do that one at a time, or you can enter them in as two separate lists. Okay, so 10, 15, 17. I'm just entering in this first list on the left, okay? You take everything in that list, not 90, 30, 14, 8, 5, a couple short weeks, and then 16. Now, I'm on data point 11, so I'm thinking there should only be 10 pieces of data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, that's the right amount of data. Quick scan just to make sure everything looks about the right length or so, and we're good. Our second list is 8, 20. Also, for most of you, there are apps on your phone that you can download that have a graphing calculator available. It's not exactly the coolest thing to have on your phone, but if it helps you pass a math final, it helps you study the night before, so be it. Okay. Also remember, Desmos is great for graphing. DESMOS is great for graphing stuff, just some extra resources. Now with this problem, we want to compare their means, medians, IQRs, all that stuff. So stat, calculate, and I want to calculate the one variable statistics for this first one. My mean is 14.5. Well, I also probably need to go ahead and grab my median while I'm here, 14.5. That means this is actually symmetric data, interestingly enough. For list 2, I can run stat, one variable statistics on list 2. My mean is 20.2, and my median was 21. Did I get that median right from the last one? I might have written that down wrong. No, I got it right. Okay, so let's go back. The one variable statistics from list 2 were 20.2 and 21. So it looks like Mr. Jones worked a little bit more, okay? They're just trying to compare these scores. So now I want to compare them. The mean for Mrs. Cox is greater than the mean for Mrs. Jones. That is not true. You can tell his mean is higher. The median for Mr. Jones is greater than the median for Mrs. Cox. That is true. This one says the median for Mrs. Cox is greater. We know that's not true, and we thankfully didn't have to check option D, didn't have to do IQRs. We could tell that B was our correct answer.